Hi everyone, my name is Mithan. Today's topic that I'm going to present about is generative AI. And this is the contents that I'm going to present today. Firstly, what is generative AI and its current utilization, history and applications, SWOT analysis, ethical considerations of generative AI, also its future predictions, and at last the conclusion. So what is generative AI? Generative AI is a type of AI that can create entirely new content like text, image, music, and even videos, which has gained a popularity due to its ability to generate high quality content quickly. This is done by using deep learning models and generative adversarial networks. And I have listed some of the popular generative AIs, which is ChatGPT by OpenAI and Google Gemini, and also the GitHub Copilot, and also many generative AI such as Midjourney that can generate the images by the user input, like text. The current utilization of generative AI includes text generation, like OpenAI, ChatGPT, and Google Gemini, image generation, like Midjourney, art and design, like Sora Engine, introduced by OpenAI, search algorithms, like Microsoft Copilots, and AI assistant, like each and every AI assistant installed in each mobile devices, like Siri, Google, and Xiao Ai or Xiao Yi. For the conversational agents, instead of using chatbots that can only answer simple pre-designed questions, generative AI can be trained to answer more complex questions efficiently and enhance the customer service quality. There are also many smart home assistants start implementing the generative AI, like Google Smart Home, Amazon, and Xiaomi. In data analysis, generative AI also used to analyze the data. In prediction algorithms, generative AI can predict some frequent patterns by looking at the past data. And nowadays, people also start implementing the generative AI to educational use. So in the application of generative AI, you can see that 60% of the individual uses generative AI in the workspace. Also, 74% of the technology, media, and financial service uses generative AI to create the contents, also data analysis, predictions, service, etc. And we can also see that 72% of the marketing department uses generative AI to create the contents like blog posts, social media updates, and product descriptions and sale predictions. It helps to analyze historical data and predict the future sales trend, helping the company can make more informed decisions. And quality control also, AI-powered image analysis ensures the quality control of the manufacturing process. Now, let us dive into the history of generative AI. Today, we are embarking a new journey through time to explore the fascinating history of generative AI, a technology that can revolutionize the content creation and creativity. It all begins in 1950s. Like Alan and John laid the foundation for the artificial intelligence. However, early attempts will be limited by the rule-based system that struggled to replicate human creativity due to the reliance on the predefined rules. Fast forward to 1960, where Joseph created the first chatbot, Eliza. Uh, Eliza offered a look into the possibilities of human-computer connection. However, throughout the 1980s and 1990s, generative AI enjoyed a resurgence. Breakthroughs such as recurrent neural network (RNN) and deep learning approach launched on an era of innovation in generative modules. These advances were fueled by ability of the computer resources, which enable the training of the complicated neural network on massive datasets. In 2014, the introduction of Generative Adversarial Network by Iron Goodfellow marked another milestone. GAN introduced the concept of two neural networks, the generator and the discriminator, working in parallel to produce content indistinguishable from real data. The generator is a neural network that aims to create data, typically in the form of image, audios, and text, and that is close to real data as possible. While discriminator offered feedback to the generator by indicating how well the created data differs to the generator during the training. Today, generative AI is in a rapid development, amplified by models like GPT-3, DALL-E, and CLIR. These models have the capability to generate coherent, contextually relevant responses, revoluting tasks such as text generation and image recognition. As generative AI continues to evolve, researchers and developers are exploring new applications and addressing ethical considerations, promoting more innovative use cases and ethical guidelines in the future. And now this is the graphical representation of the evolution of AI. You can see that in 1943, Wharton and Walter introduced the mathematical model for building a neural network. And in 1950, Alan Turing introduced machine intelligence. In 1956 to 1974, the artificial intelligence is officially introduced by John. And in 1974 to 1980, this is the first AI winter because of the limitation of computational resources. And in 1980 to 1984, there's a bloom of the AI. And in 2016, OpenAI is founded. And now we have the AI models such as DALL-E, and it keeps evolving. Now let's talk about the SWOT analysis of generative AI. Strength: high creativity and content creation. Like I've mentioned before, generative AI can create contents, and using the text, they can produce image, also even videos, to increase the creativity of the users. And innovation and research. By expanding the realm of what generative AI system is capable of, generative AI simulates innovation and research in the field. And versatility and adaptability. Generative module can be applied to diverse domains and tasks, ranging from natural language processing and computer vision to drug discovery, also material designs. Data-driven insight. Generative AI can analyze vast amounts of data to identify patterns and generate data-driven contents or solutions. For the weaknesses of generative AI, the data dependency. Generative AI depends on the data to analyze, to generate more contents. So it is dependent on the data. And computationally intensive. Generative AI must need so much computational power to run each and every algorithms to produce the content of the users. Inadequate common sense reasoning. Because large transformer-based language models such as BART and GPT is still unable to perform well on high-level reasoning tasks, even though they have successfully grasping contextual, semantic, and sentence, and limited creativity in some certain domain. The statement recognized that although generative AI models are capable of generating creative outputs, they are still unable to fully emulate human creativity. Opportunities of generative AI might include the integration with various industries such as in marketing, also finance, and healthcare service, etc. Personalization and customization. Generative AI offers the personalization training and the customization of the data by the needs of the industry itself or individuals. And healthcare AI assistant. Because of the generative AI offers personalization and customization, it is more able to implement in the healthcare service, such as personal healthcare AI assistants like this. Also, in educational part, generative AI can help students to research and analyze data itself. And the threats of the generative AI might be misinformation and deepfakes. Generative AI is capable to disseminate misinformation and create deepfakes, threaten the society stability, authenticity, and trust. And also, generative AI has security risks. That generative AI will bring security vulnerabilities, including data manipulation, identification theft, and hostile assaults. And job displacement, generative AI powered automation might lead to job displacement in the content creation professionals, and including writing, design, and audios. Bias and fairness. AI models can inherit bias from data they have been trained on, leading to discriminatory outputs. And also cybersecurity threats. If generative AI is being misused by some individuals to perform the cyber attack, there's also a very big threat to the society. Now let's talk about the ethical consideration of generative AI. There's 4 ethical considerations, which is privacy and data security, misinformation and deepfakes, ownership and copyrights, transparency and accountability. For the privacy and data security, training a generative AI often requires massive amount of data, which can raise the privacy concern. There's also a risk of the personal information being leaked or misused if not handled carefully. For misinformation and deepfakes, one of the biggest ethical challenge potential for misuse of generative AI can create highly realistic fakes and spread misinformation or damage reputation. For the ownership and copyright, when generative AI creates something new, who owns it? Well, what person owns the AI and who provided the data? We cannot know and easily answer whose copyright is it. And for the transparency and accountability, when generative AI creates content, it is difficult to tell what's real and what has been generated. This lack of transparency is problematic, especially for new things like new articles and scientific data. For the future prediction of generative AI could be content creation and marketing. Since generative AI is efficient for content generation, such as material, social media posts, and even personalized news, also the pictures and videos, and enhance customer engagement. There's also one part of the generative AI can provide more natural, engaging customer service experience. And in education and training fields, generative AI can provide more personalized training experience that adapts to individual students' needs, creating more effective and engaging learning environment. And also it provides the interactive and immersive learning, such as simulations that allow students to virtually experience historical events, explore scientific concepts in an interactive way. And another usage would be drug discovery and material science. Since generative AI can provide accelerated research and development, when a generative AI can analyze vast data sets and molecules and materials to predict properties of the accelerate the discovery of new drugs and functional materials. And also the simulations and better testing, generative AI could create realistic simulations of how drugs interact with the body or how material behave under different conditions, reducing the need for physical experimentations. As we approach an AI-driven future, let's remember that with the greater the power comes greater responsibility. The ethical concern and SWOT analysis that we have discussed today are critical to ensuring that generative AI stay a force for good. It's not just about what the AI can accomplish, but it's about how we use it. And thank you very much for your attention.